Hell is other people. Jean-Paul Sartre. What did Jean-Paul Sartre mean when he said, hell is other people? A bold statement, right? Most of us think of hell as a place filled with fire and suffering, not a concept tied to human relationships. So, how can other people, those we live and interact with every day, create a hell of sorts? Sartre's famous line from his play No Exit gives us a haunting insight into human nature, our need for validation, and the struggle for authenticity. Let's break down what Sartre meant and why it might just make you view your relationships a little differently. To understand this phrase, we need to look at Sartre's view of identity. Sartre, an existential philosopher, believed that humans create their own essence through actions. In other words, you are what you do. But here's the twist. We're not always free to define ourselves. Why? Because we're constantly surrounded by others who judge, interpret, and label us. Imagine being in a room where every move you make is scrutinized, every word judged, and every gesture interpreted by others. That's the essence of hell is other people. In No Exit, 3 characters are trapped together for eternity. Their punishment is to be constantly watched and judged by each other, unable to escape each other's presence or opinions. Sartre uses this scenario to show how we become trapped by the views others hold of us. Instead of being free to define ourselves, we often conform to how we think others see us. So, is it any wonder why Sartre called this hell? Consider how much of your daily life revolves around how others see you. Think about it. Social media, workplace dynamics, or even family expectations. We worry about appearances, reputations, and impressions, molding our actions to meet the invisible standards set by those around us. But what happens to our authenticity? Do we lose sight of who we really are? Sartre believed that living under this gaze of others can make us feel trapped and even alienated from ourselves. We risk sacrificing our true desires and values just to fit into a box constructed by others. In this way, hell becomes the pressure of constantly living for others' expectations, rather than embracing our own freedom. You might ask, does this mean other people are always a negative influence on our lives? Not necessarily. Sartre wasn't saying that relationships or connections are inherently bad. Instead, he pointed out a specific struggle within relationships, the danger of letting others' opinions dictate our lives. This becomes hell when we prioritize others' perceptions above our own authenticity. But relationships can also offer growth, insight, and companionship. It's about balance, being aware of others' influence but not letting it completely define us. Sartre's quote is a reminder to reflect on whether we're living according to our own values or merely reacting to how others see us. Sartre's insight might seem unsettling, but it also offers a pathway towards self-awareness. If you feel the hell of other people's judgment, ask yourself, who am I living for? Do I act based on my own beliefs, or am I shaped by what others expect? Recognizing where you're being influenced can help you reclaim your freedom. If you're feeling judged or pressured, remember, while others' opinions are inevitable, they don't define you. You have the power to live authentically. Set boundaries, seek out genuine connections, and reflect on what matters to you. As Sartre would argue, freedom is the core of human existence. Embracing that freedom means learning to live true to yourself, even in the presence of others. In conclusion, Sartre wasn't condemning relationships. He was warning us about the dangers of letting others control our sense of self. Life will always involve other people, but whether they create hell or harmony depends on how we engage with them. Instead of living for others' expectations, live for your own. Challenge yourself to be authentic, and remember that true freedom begins with self-understanding. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Until next time, think about the ways you define yourself, and make sure they're truly your own.